To most in his life, Dexter Morgan seems like a run-of-the-mill guy. A steady job as a blood spatter analyst at Miami Metro, a quirky and awkward sense of humor, and a seemingly normal life in Miami. But beneath the surface lies a carefully constructed disguise. Dexter is a serial killer, driven by a dark passenger that demands to be fed. But what makes Dexter such an interesting protagonist is that he isn't just a ruthless killer. He follows a code instilled in him at a young age by his adoptive father, Harry. And that code goes as follows. Don't get caught. Never kill an innocent. Target must be a killer that has evaded the justice system. Killing must serve a purpose, particularly to save an innocent life. Blend in socially and maintain appearances. Fake emotions and normality. Control urges to kill and channel them. Be prepared, leave no trace or evidence. Never make a scene, stay calm and collected. Don't make things personal because it clouds judgment. Don't get emotionally involved. And no preemptive killing. As we go deeper into the Dexter universe, we as the viewers encounter a complex web of relationships, moral dilemmas, ethical questions, and a lot of blood. Dexter forms genuine connections with people. He experiences love for them, and he battles with the consequences of his actions. These elements challenge our perception of him, blurring the lines between good and evil. We catch ourselves rooting for him, even when we know we shouldn't. Early on in the story, the viewer has the question, is Dexter a psychopath who has no human emotions, or has he, in his traumatic childhood, just convinced himself otherwise? In this video, we'll explore the nature of Dexter Morgan, examining his motivations, his relationships, and the moral implications of his actions. We'll dissect the code he lives by, question his justifications, and try to unravel the enigma that is Dexter. By the end, we may not have a definitive answer to whether he's a hero or a villain, but we'll have a deeper understanding of America's favorite serial killer and his gray morale. Dexter Morgan claims he feels nothing, but if you really watch the show, it's clear he's not as emotionless as he makes out to be. From the start, his relationship with his sister Deborah is a big giveaway. He's constantly looking out for her and trying to make her happy. He even says, "She's the only person in the world who loves me. I think that's nice. I don't have feelings about anything, but if I could have feelings at all, I'd have them for Deb." That's a pretty big statement for someone who claims to be a sociopath. And it's not just his words, he backs it up with actions. When his own brother Brian, also known as the ice truck killer, threatens Deborah, Dexter goes to extreme lengths to protect her, even though it means confronting his own darkness. If we look into Dexter and Deborah's past, it is mentioned that at some point Dexter would sleep on Deborah's floor when they were children. To me, this really shows the bond they have shared together since they were young. An unbreakable bond of siblings that I can relate to. Right before Dexter and Rita's honeymoon, the Trinity killer murders Rita before Dexter was able to stop him, and Dexter is absolutely shattered. It's not just the loss of a partner, it's the guilt that eats at him. He knows he had multiple chances to stop Trinity, but he still didn't kill him in time. For example, whenever Arthur tried to end his own life at the construction site, Dexter saved him, but not out of the kindness of his heart. Dexter selfishly wanted the satisfaction of getting the kill himself. If he had acted sooner, Rita would still be alive. His family wouldn't be broken. The guilt and sorrow he feels are clear signs of emotion. And it's not just these two instances. Throughout the entire series, Dexter shows care and a desire to protect those that are close to him. For example, he gets angry whenever someone he loves is hurt. He kills Nick in a fit of rage by drowning him on the beach after Brother Sam dies from injuries inflicted by Nick. Or for another example, he gets angry whenever he finds out that Miguel was lying and using him, and he's filled with anger and betrayal. There are so many arcs from the show where Dexter experiences true sadness when he loses someone he cares about. Whether it's his mother, Brian, Rita, Deborah, or even Camilla. God bless her key lime pie. So Dexter isn't just some ruthless killer. He's a broken man, constantly battling his dark urges with his desire for acceptance and connection. He's caught between the need to kill and the longing to be loved. This internal conflict is what makes him so compelling, and ultimately proves that he's far from emotionless. He's a complex character who experiences a range of emotions, even if he himself does not realize it. Dexter's capacity for good, though often overshadowed by his darker impulses, is evident in his protective nature towards his sister Deborah. In a pivotal moment in the season 1 finale, Brian presents Dexter with a twisted opportunity to embrace their shared darkness and kill Deborah together. However, Dexter ultimately chooses his sister's life, killing Brian instead. This decision showcases a moral boundary. Dexter is willing to kill, but not an innocent, and certainly not his own sister. To go deeper, Dexter's heroism shines through when he rescues Aster and Cody from Lila's burning apartment. Lila, in a fit of jealousy of Rita, kidnaps the children and locks them in her apartment, setting it on fire. Dexter, despite being trapped himself, breaks through the window, saving Aster and Cody from a fiery ending. This selfless act is undeniably heroic, painting Dexter as a protector, or a dark defender, if you will. This is a stark contrast to his identity as a serial killer. His protectiveness extends to Deborah once more when his love interest in seasons 7 and 8, Hannah McCade, targets her. Realizing Hannah won't stop, Dexter makes the difficult choice to turn her in, prioritizing Deborah's safety over his own desires and the possibility of Hannah bringing him down with her, since she knew of his dark tendencies. Regardless, these actions of saving the people he loves demonstrate his ability to do good and to be good. Despite these glimmers of good, Dexter's actions are often hidden in moral ambiguity. His relationship with Rita, while evolving into real affection, began as a calculated facade. Dexter initially pursues Rita as a cover, a way to appear normal and deflect suspicion from his true nature. He protects and cares for her children, Aster and Cody, and presents himself as a caring boyfriend, all to maintain his carefully constructed image. This deception taints the entire relationship, raising questions about the authenticity of his feelings. Even as he grows to love Rita, the foundation of their relationship remains rooted in a lie. This willingness to manipulate those closest to him for his own benefit underscores his moral flexibility. His treatment of Sergeant Dokes furthers his descent into morally questionable territory. When Dokes discovers Dexter's secret, Dexter is faced with a dilemma: kill an innocent man or risk exposure. While he initially hesitates to kill Dokes, recognizing his innocence, he contemplates framing him as the Bay Harbor Butcher, a fate arguably worse than death. Though Lila ultimately murders Dokes, Dexter's willingness to consider such a drastic measure reveals the depths of his self-preservation and his capacity for letting the darkness take over. The most glaring example of Dexter's moral decay is his plan to kill Legretta. Driven by her relentless pursuit of the truth and her reopening of the Bay Harbor Butcher case, Legretta gets dangerously close to uncovering Dexter's secret. Desperate to protect his identity, Dexter meticulously plans to murder her. He intends to stage it as a murder-suicide by using Hector Estrada to lure Legretta to a desolate shipping container. This act represents a significant departure from his code, as Legretta is an innocent woman, dedicated to upholding justice. The gravity of this situation is amplified by Deborah's intervention. Arriving at the scene, Deborah is forced to confront the horrifying reality of her brother's true nature. In a heart-wrenching moment, she must choose between protecting her brother and upholding the law. Ultimately, she makes the agonizing decision to shoot Legretta, saving Dexter, but forever shattering her own moral compass. This event displays the devastating consequences of Dexter's actions and highlights the extent to which he is willing to go to protect himself, even if it means sacrificing the lives and well-being of those around him, innocent or not. This moment shows he isn't a hero or a villain, but something in between. For the biggest reason that makes Dexter a morally gray character, Dexter is a serial killer. However, he lives by the code and primarily only kills bad people, or kills when he has to protect his identity. He kills bad people, but when he does this, he takes away what makes them human, and that is their ability to change and grow. When he kills them, he throws away any chance of them being able to redeem themselves. But this also raises the question, what if they don't change? What if Dexter's right? Dexter Morgan defies simple categorization as either a hero or a villain. He dwells within a morally ambiguous realm, wrestling with his dark compulsions alongside with his yearning for connection and acceptance. While he adheres to a code, this code ultimately serves as a justification for his dark and homicidal inclinations, blurring the lines between justice and personal gratification. Ultimately, Dexter's journey is a tragic odyssey, punctuated by loss, guilt, and the struggle to reconcile his true nature with his yearning for a feeling of normalcy. He remains a complex character capable of both love and violence, captivating us as the viewers to confront the very essence of morality and the far-reaching consequences of our choices. His final act of self-imposed exile, abandoning Hannah and his son Harrison to protect them from his dark passenger, shows the depth of his internal conflict and the impact of his actions on those he loves. Dexter's legacy is one of moral complexity, leaving audiences to ponder the nature of justice, redemption, and the inherent darkness that resides within us all.